Coaching, and with Elvin Academy Sports Coach 2023. I want to talk to you about a session that I've designed that focuses on defensive pressure. And where I got a lot of the ideas for this book is from a book we have available, for this session is from a book we have available on the website called Win with Defensive Pressure by Luca Bertolini. Really enjoyed this one. Talked about Ryosaki and different principles of play for him at AC Milan. Really a heavy focus on 1v1 defending, where to defend 1v1. Has a couple ideas of how to coach it and how to play small-sided games. So I took a lot of these concepts and I introduced them to this session. So one way that I like to talk about defensive pressure is using the analogy of like a quarterback, and probably not as helpful as elsewhere, but in the United States, the majority of people understand at least how football works, or they've watched a football game and they kind of know. So the kids have a semblance of it. I know even our most dedicated watchers of Premier League or La Liga or whatever still know a little bit about football. And the concept is that if a football player has all the time to sit there and look around, he's gonna deliver a strike. He's gonna throw a touchdown. It's about getting pressure on that guy. When you're rushed to do things, you generally tend to cut corners and do it sloppily. You're trying to get it done. And that's really a real focus for defensive pressure is you're not always trying to win the ball, but you're trying to put them in a position where I have to make a decision really quick, and we're hoping that they make the wrong decision. And if we do that consistently, more often than not, they'll make more wrong decisions than they make right decisions. So we're trying to really focus on that concept of deny space, deny time, get their head down, and make them make mistakes. All right. When we make a mistake is when we go in too hard. We get in trouble there where we maybe or something like that. So that's kind of the general focus I'm trying to teach in this session is you deny pressure, you make them make mistakes, you give them a lower percentage chance. And if you do that, but sometimes they'll win, sometimes they'll score a goal here or there, but they'll definitely score a goal if you get beat and now you're behind them. So in this first drill, to get these concepts started, because you're not going to be able to always get there in time in this drill, especially. So this player comes up here, maybe they can't shoot past the cone, something like that. Really have over here this player. So this player, they have to take a touch or something like that, or 2 touches before they can shoot. And that gives this player, they shoot and they immediately go over here. And the same thing after this player shoots and defends it, this player goes to the end of the line here. This player scored wherever it is. They now have to go and defend against this side. So really high tempo. We're talking here. We're talking about knowing where you are on the pitch. We're talking about what I like to call the light switch moment or the transition moment. You just shot, you scored a goal, whatever it may be. Now you're like, oh crap, I have to get back. Things can be really heavily focused on in this session. We'll go and it gets the players involved. You'll see diving tackles. You'll see the players reaching out and trying to make it play. We'll see guys that are under pressure, under heavy pressure by the guy running at them at an angle that they miss an open shot. They miss a shot that they should have made, and we'll talk about that. And I'd freeze it there and go, hey, listen, like we talked about this in the session. If you deny space, people are going to make mistakes. That's a good player. He can do this, that, the other thing. He can score from 30 yards out. But, that's when he's unmarked. When you're marked, there's pressure and the chances are significantly lower. So I think that's really the concept you're trying to get across here. And, you don't have to do this very, very long. It's going to be intense and you've got a whole session to go. But if you can pick out those things and tell them, like, here's an example where we were able to stop, deny space, deny time, and we forced a mistake. And the more we do that, the more mistakes are going to be made, and the more chances we're going to have to take advantage of those mistakes. If you can get that, it's a really great start to your session. The thing is, you're not going to be able to defend the entire circle. There's too many guys. There's too much space. Okay, able to mark every single person because in this you're basically playing a 6v2. It was just kind of discussing those concepts. Like if you want to run around here and run around like a crazy person, you can run all day. You still might not get the ball, right? The ball's faster than you. If you have a technically competent player, you're not even coming close to this ball. So what we want to force players heads down initially. All right, deny space, get on them. We don't want to get beat. We winning the ball here. It's about making them make a mistake. The play back here in this the cover position, and they're trying to then pick up on the mistake. This player's heads down. If they had time and space, they could realize this player's wide open, but they can't. This player's in front of them, heads down. They're looking at their feet. They're not looking at the space. Great job by the pressure player here. So they're forced to play them because, hey, he's close, he looks open. But we're baiting them because as soon as that happens, this player then goes and they pressure it. Okay, so we're reading the situation, we're putting pressure on them, and we're forcing a mistake by their players. We're not exactly winning the ball. This first player isn't going in there and just taking the ball from them and going and scoring. That's great, but it kind of leaves us open because if he gets beat, now, so head down, we play short, we win the ball in this position. On here is winning the ball on first touch or winning the ball in flight as the person's passing and trying to intercept the pass there. They have to worry about their first touch. We're making it very difficult for them. Side-by-side rondo here where we have two is the ball here in the side-by-side rondo. Is when we win the ball and we really play it over, we should have a system where we have two balls in one rondo. And what we'll do is we can create we can create a scoring system where the longer you have two balls in your rondo, the more points you have, and that's the only time you can score. If you win, you're rewarded. If you're able to put pressure on and force a mistake, and then maybe even if you force a mistake where the opposition plays their ball into the other rondo and then it gets picked up. So if you win it and pass it, it's good, great, and wonderful. You win the ball. But if we can force them to make that kind of mistake, we're really forcing the opposition to make mistakes. There you go. There's 2 points instead of 1 point, whatever it may be. Get that concept down of it's about forcing them into low percentage opportunities. Concept. We're going to pressure the ball. If black can complete 5 passes, they will pass over to the other grid. At that point, this yellow player enters, this yellow player slides over, and one of the players goes out. So a simple like transition rondo that we're working on. But here, what we're going to reward yellow team for doing is same concept. They get a point for winning the ball, okay, to their side, and they do normal switches. The black team had already passed it, so they would go back here, and one guy goes out. But if we can force a pass, they misplace it and the pass goes outside the box because they're by force out, by like pressure rather than just like a bad pass. Or maybe we can even have a couple guys out here. We have another yellow player out here. Bad passes. And if they can connect on one of these bad passes and read the game as kind of a balanced person, so we have pressure, cover, and the balance is over here, and the ball's misplayed, and maybe it's played out to here by accident. pressure. This guy can run over here, and he gets the ball, maybe it's 3 points. We win the ball with 1 point, played out of bounds, 2 points, played out of bounds to one of the cover players, 3 points. So we're reading.
So what I would do from here is I would move into a scrimmage where we're really focusing on defensive pressure and create a point system. If same kind of point system we use here. Every time that happens, team gets a point. Goals, you want to make maybe 5 points, whatever it may be. But again, a heavy focus within the scrimmage of rewarding situations where we are applying pressure and forcing a mistake by the opposition. It forces the offense to be like, hey, we can't make mistakes, which sometimes makes them make more mistakes, and it's going to challenge them. But it also can force your defensive team to realize, hey, we don't have to overdo things. We have to trap and control the game and force them into these mistakes. And they start reading situations where that can occur. Love to hear in comments some of the things that you do in regards to defensive pressure and some of the key buzzwords or concepts you like to utilize when teaching defensive pressure. So one more time, my name is Matt Carroll with Academy with World Class Coaching and Help Academy Sports Coach 2023, and the book which I'll make available in the comment section, Win with Defensive Pressure. I hope this session finds you well.